other types of abuse, or even with that one, if I was able to make it to the location where it happened, I would travel there. And like sometimes they'll be like in a parking lot. I'll have to go to the parking lot because I wouldn't be able to access the home. That wouldn't be an option, but it's just to be as close as possible to the location. Go back to that location, sit outside, relive what happened, and go ahead and create a new memory while being there that would override the old one. And I would have to do that as needed. So just like, let's say the doctor would give you a prescription and it'll be like on a as needed basis. The same thing for when it comes to mind mapping, it'll be on as needed basis. And so the point of that was to rewire my system, rewire the programming, rewire the memory so that I could overcome it. And with that, what I did was I took out the lesson out of it. What happened? What could I have done different? And then I would do something different with it, and that would override it. And so I would have to do that as needed. Okay, so we're going back to making it to the 5D, which is where the ancestors are at. So this is connecting to what I was speaking about this morning, where we're healing ourselves so that we can free our ancestors and connect with them in the spiritual realm. And so we do that through healing. And the advantages of that is that once we wake, well, not only are we freeing our ancestors, right? So the ones that didn't have such a good earthly experience, so the ones that endure horrific things, the ones that couldn't stand up for themselves, the one that couldn't speak up for themselves, the one that had to stay in situations where they didn't have a choice, where they were obligated to do certain things, they were obligated to live in a certain way, they were like they didn't have options, right? So today, we as their representatives have options. We have choices. We can go against the grain. We can choose to do something different, and we can choose to evolve and grow, right? Always with for the highest good and harm to none, right? And sometimes that means being selfish with ourselves and choosing to heal, no matter what other people think about it or how other people see us, right? And that takes courage. That takes strength. And so when we do that and we heal, we choose to doing that is an act of love towards ourselves. And a lot of the generational pains that were acquired through generations was because a lot of our ancestors didn't have the courage to love themselves and go against the grain, or they didn't have an option.